Hello, and welcome to 2839 Missouri Avenue, here in the Benton Park neighborhood of St. Louis. We have here a 3-story Second Empire home of over 2,700 square feet, which is interesting they were able to fit so much on a narrow lot like this. Looking at the house, you can see the formal front style. And then as we go up and I zoom in up here, you can see some of those brackets and the detailing over that slate front roof with the dormer in it. Now, that slate is essentially more of a facade than roofing. These houses were built with a flat roof. On these houses, the doors were on the side. So coming around here to the side, we have a front iron gate. And looking at the front of the house, we have a little plaque here, the historic district. And a nice side yard. So this house has 2 doors on the side, which we'll see when we go in. You can see it's 3 stories for the majority of it, 2 stories at the rear. Just come around to the rear first. The rear of this house, we have 2-car parking, which obviously also makes a nice covered patio, especially with the ceiling fan here. Courtyard style garden. The rear of the house, little porch, and obviously the back door, but we're not going to use that one. We're going to actually use this door, which would have been likely the formal entrance, I would say, of the house. Because as we come in here, we enter into the main hall. It's one of these beautiful staircases from 1887. You can see someone had meticulously stripped all the paint from this banister, which is not an easy job. But they left a knob here with some of the history it shows, the different colors it's been over the decades. In this closet, we do have a half bathroom. Looks nice. And then we open up into the dining room. Now this is an interesting space. I like what they did with it. In order to add that half bath, which likely wasn't there originally, they took some of the space out of this dining room, which would have been an enormous square room. But by doing this, they've left enough room for a table which could extend out for 10 people, and a little wet bar area, the granite countertop, wine fridge, and sink, and still have a good-sized dining area. Have this opening here. I'm not sure if this is original or if that was added at a later period of time. It does do wonders to open this up. Kind of think maybe it would have originally had a pocket door there, but I think that adds a nice functional feel. And then here in the living room is that other door that opens out. We have hardwood floors, and here these are modern, so these are updated hardwoods. And then coming through, you have the kitchen here. Lots of cabinet space. 42-inch cabinets with extra storage above. And looking at this kitchen, quite large breakfast bar in quartz, countertop. Oversized sink. And the cooking area here. All looks nice. Now we're going to come upstairs. See some of the details of these spindles as we ascend. We do have some of the original flooring here on this landing. Probably the stair treads as well. And then up here, this is the original flooring too. Again, in this era of house, this wasn't flooring, especially on the second floors, that would have been designed to show off. It would have been just a little bit more utilitarian in nature, probably covered with a rug. See the staircase here. Have a bathroom. Tiled shower. Vanity. And then we have the owner's bedroom here. And again, this is the same size as the living room downstairs. For a bedroom, it's a really nicely sized bedroom. Mantelpiece here. This is purely decorative. And the way you can tell it was always meant to be, there's probably a wood stove here originally, but you can see there's the original flooring goes all the way up to the fireplace. So that would not have been an active fireplace because you don't usually have wood in front of a fireplace, what with wood burning fairly well. Spacious closet here as well. Storage. Built-in drawer unit on both sides. As we continue on, the rear bedroom here. And again, this is quite a good sized bedroom too. And as you know, on these houses, they were built facing one direction. So you always have a blank wall on one side of the house where it butts up against the property line, which is how they did these in the day. This bedroom is carpeted. And again, has a good sized closet in here too. That was likely added later. People did not have large closets back in the day, although they probably needed them with the bustles and whatever that were worn. Coming up to the third floor. And this is interesting too because we have the ability to look out here at the roof. And this has been redone. You can see it has aluminum coping over the parapet wall, which is that stem wall that sticks out above the roof. And the roof itself is a EDPM liner. So it's basically what they line swimming pools with. It's really tough and a lot easier to maintain and should last longer than tar and gravel, which is the old-fashioned way of doing it. Now that we're at the top floor, things are a little plainer. You can see we just have a plain beadboard here for the stair rail. But this has all been updated over the years. So going to the front. This is the room which is inside that dormer. If you remember the slate roof on the front, this is that front room on that level. Looks like it was used as an office. I have just a closet here. And then we have this room, which doesn't have a window in it because, again, we have the blind back that was built up to the property line. But again, we do have a closet. And we have sliding doors. So you can have light that way. Or this would be absolutely perfect if you had someone who was a doctor or nurse or, had to work night shift and needed a absolutely pitch black room to sleep in. Then we have the third bathroom here. Nicely tiled bathtub. surround. Vanity. And then coming back down to the basement, take a quick look down there. I do love seeing these old floors because they show all the history that the house has had over the years. And you can see if we go through that door, we're now in the more formal part of the hallway, which would have been to show off to guests. You can see the craftsmanship of the staircase here, how it curves around. Always nice to see. And as we adjourn to the basement, and notice as we turn the corner, things get a little plainer. We have just a tongue and groove door with a very simple latch with the typical Z bracing. Going down to the basement. Typical stone basement. It does have a ceiling that's been put in though. So it's not finished space, but there is a lot of storage here and a little workshop area. Furnace and water heater in the back. And then we do have the walkout, which is really handy for lawn equipment and whatnot. And then there's also the laundry hookups here. So this house would have been very typical of the style of the 1880s, 1890s. And I love what they've done with it. It's for such a narrow lot. This lot is quite narrow, but they fit so much house in here, and it shows so well. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.